Good evening. I'd like to start the Comcast Cable meeting. At this time, I'd like to Ascertainment meeting. At this time, I would like to say good evening. My name is George Anzoni. I am on the Cable Advisory Committee or Board, and I'm conducting this meeting tonight on behalf of the City of Revere. The issuing authority, statutory issuing authority is Mayor Brian Arrigo. So I'm doing it on his behalf. Notice tonight's hearing has been duly published in the Revere Journal on July 19th and July 26th, in the Revere Advocate on July 21st, July 28th, and August 4th. I'll provide a copy of those notices for the public record. Tonight's hearing is mandated by the renewal provisions of the Federal Cable Act. The current cable television license held by Comcast will expire on March 31st, 2018. The city is currently involved in a federally required ascertainment process. The process of today's hearing is to, one, identify the future cable-related community needs and interests, and review the performance of Comcast on the current cable license. Once the city has gathered community input, it will forward the results to Comcast in what amounts to a request for proposals, an RFP. The RFP will basically inform Comcast of the kinds of services and facilities that the city expects will be provided during any possible renewal term. The testimony that you will give today is very important, and I encourage all of you to speak candidly and specifically about any cable-related matters. You must come up and provide testimony in order for your views to count and to be part of the official record. We have a stenographer here keeping the official record. So please come up and testify. When you come up to speak, please clearly state your name, your address. Because this is an ascertainment hearing for the city, I ask that you not pose any direct questions for Comcast to answer. All testimony should be directed to me, and any inquiries should be directed to me. Finally, I would like to clarify that while this is an ascertainment hearing on cable television matters, there are two related subjects over which neither the city or I or anyone has any control over, and we can regulate. The first is the rates Comcast charges for its services. The second is the commercial programming that Comcast chooses to show on its cable systems. I realize that these are two important issues for cable subscribers. While people are certainly free to comment on these matters this evening, it is important for everyone to realize the city cannot mandate specific rates that Comcast can charge, nor can the city mandate the commercial programming that Comcast carries on Revere cable, on the Revere cable system. With these those introductory comments, and please keep that in mind, I will now open the hearing to comments and testimonies from the public. Please come up to the microphone to speak. At this time, I would like to have the members of the public come up in an orderly fashion and give their testimony. But remember, please give your name and your address clearly so that the stenographer can record your name and address. So who would like to begin? Who would like to begin?
Good evening. My name is Stephen Fielding. I'm speaking on behalf of the Revere Office of Elder Affairs and the Rosalie Cowan Senior Center, located at 25 Winthrop Avenue. And I'm speaking really on behalf of the funding that Revere TV receives from Comcast. And I would like to go on record to explain to people what a lifeline Revere TV is to seniors in Revere. Those who are home alone, those who are not well active, and those who are isolated. Revere Office of Elder Affairs are truly fortunate to have Revere TV as a great community partner with Director Bob Dunbar, scheduling coordinator Rick Promise, and community production coordinator Andrew Love. Over the last 4 years, Revere TV has dedicated so much to Revere seniors. Revere TV regularly posts on their Channel 8 Community Bulletin the senior monthly menu, shuttle van transportation information, special event news, outreach announcements, and providing seniors timely and key information on a variety of information that is related to events at the senior center. Additionally, they have allowed us to use their studio to tape the Revere Senior News, a monthly TV show hosted by Morris and myself. Each month, Revere TV, usually Rick Promise, attends our special monthly luncheons at the senior center and tapes those, and they air them. Oftentimes, Channel 8 comes down and they tape many different events unrelated to the senior center, but certainly pertinent to seniors. Over the last 4 years, Revere TV has covered and taped 53 events. Very impressive numbers, and that tells you how vital Revere TV is to seniors in Revere. If you were to watch Revere TV, you would often see a public service announcement running continuously for 10 seconds. It's only a 10-second clip, but what it does is it gathers seniors collectively together, shouting how much they love the Revere Senior Center and asking people to come on down. It's so effective. In the beginning of my reign as director 4 years ago, we increased participation by 74%. A lot of it is attributed to what they see on Revere TV. In closing, I want everyone in the public to know that the staff and I at the Revere Senior Center do not take Revere TV for granted, and it is a vital operation that helps seniors in the community, and certainly the funding that Comcast provides that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Who would like to be next? Morris.
Well, I left my notes home, so forgive me.
Okay, but you have to say your name and your address.
Right, my name is Morris. I live at 19 Standish Road, Revere, Mass. I happen to be one of the seniors that the gentleman before me spoke, who's the director of the senior center. So I want to say thank you, because we do have a great time there. But I also do a show called the Revere Veterans and Community, and that show helps the people locally from the city of Revere. We've had nuns come up who need help or bedding or beds that was donated to them by people who heard the show on Revere TV. We've also had the honor flights where veterans have been able to go to fly to Washington free of charge, or because of Comcast Revere TV. And I would also, I would also like to state that Revere TV has been the best thing that's ever happened to the city of Revere, because it's a local Revere TV station and it gives strictly the local news. People need help, Revere TV is there for them. It's been there for me. And while I was at the Brockton VA, I have to say, I told the people about our veterans, Revere TV, and a lot of them, the Brockton TV also is going to do the same thing that Revere TV does. So I would like to be brief and say thank you for letting me speak, and thank you to the Chief Executive Officer of Revere TV, who does a great, terrific job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Who would like to be next? Good.
Sam Felitti, 101 Fenley Street, Revere. We've been listening to about the senior citizens. I wish they would go around the city and talk to the seniors and how they've been affected with Comcast, with their rates going up every year without fail. It's like they have a rubber stamp in the first bill at the beginning of the year, that the great service that they're doing for us, but they got to go up on their rates. Talk to the seniors that don't look at Channel 8 or Channel 9 and see how they are affected every year. And why isn't this hearing, this is an important hearing because it affects so many people. We don't have any competition in this city. It is locked in with Comcast. And he talked right, they're kicking money back every year to help out, of course. It's a total win-win situation for them. Why isn't this done, first of all, in my opinion, should have been done in front of the council, the city council, and see what their opinions are. We have here just one council member tonight, Mr. Patch, and there is, I'm sorry, there is one more. I'm so sorry, Mr. Keefe. It should have been done in front of the council and the mayor to see where they stand on these issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Would like to be next?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Rashid Mokabeer. I live at 592 Beach Street. I'm a Moroccan-American community organizer, and I'm here to show some support to Revere TV regarding the budget. And I have been doing a show at Revere TV called the Arab American Voice, along with my friend Bill Jackson, who has been sitting next to me. And I would like to tell you that Revere TV gave us a voice as a minority in the city. And also when we decided to do the Moroccan Cultural Day, which has been a great success, we had like almost 2,000 people who got there. That's because of the support that we got from Revere TV as far as advertising for the event and also to cover the event. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your comments. Yes. Excuse me, Ellie. Okay. Whoa.
Hello, my name is Monse.
Council Patch, we're going to take the council separately. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, excuse me.
Okay, hello, my name is Monse Hood, 190 North Shore Road. Taking in consideration, I'm part of the board of Revere TV, and I'm also a journalist, and I work a lot with that community for many years. And I think there's something we need to understand here. Despite the rates or everything they're talking about Comcast, there are other things to take in consideration here. We're fighting, I'm the only Latina in the board, and actually we're fighting to keep outreach for the programs as drug-related issues, also issues with elderly, and also like programs that benefit a lot of minorities in the city. So as much as people may not want to pay for the Comcast or any other related issues, the issues that are in game here are more important than that. We're talking about health-related issues. We're talking about outreach resources that otherwise we won't be able to have them because that's our voice in the city. So I wonder if there could be a way that they could maybe give a break to senior citizens, but at the same time that Revere TV, that is our voice and minorities' voice, will stay in place, and that way will benefit all the city.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ellie, excuse me.
Thank you for having us here tonight. Elle Baker, 59 Weatherby. I'm here wearing two different hats. One as a resident. I think that a lot of people have touched on the benefits of public access through Revere TV, and I would like to just say that it's a great benefit for all residents to be able to watch the council meetings, to see the Traffic Commission, the Licensing Board, Conservation, the Disabilities Commission, the Zoning Board of Appeals, so that it provides a resident the ability to participate in city government, and I think that's a really important factor. And as neighborhood organizer for Revere on the Move, Bob Dunbar and Revere TV has been a wonderful partner to us and a huge advocate for our work and in helping us to spread the word about different events, public service announcements, just posting information about things that are coming up on the carousel going around on a regular basis through programming. In addition to that, they're also a great resource for adults and youth that are interested in producing content to make residents aware or inform residents of different things that are going on in the city. And they also have a great program as well for teaching kids how to do editing and also producing content and actually filming. So it's a great asset to the community, and Revere TV has been a great partner to Revere on the Move, and I would like to thank Bob Dunbar for that, and I do hope that Comcast will provide funding for that channel. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Excuse me, the public officials want to take in a separate, okay, so the public first. We want the public first. Yes, come on up.
Hi. Hi, Trans. My name is Louie Meola. I live at 474 Revere Beach Boulevard.
Okay.
Okay, I am here not only as an owner, but I'm here I got signatures, I got here, I'm representing my building, I'm a trustee there also.
Okay.
We have a problem there. We have more over 60 that live there than we do under 60. And every year it goes up and up and up. And they have ran my personal credit twice because I have applied for Comcast. I cannot have it. Why? Because the former tenant that was there left a bill who is now deceased, and they expect me to pay for it. And
Okay.
that's a form of extortion. And I'm not going to do that. I
Okay.
just don't think Comcast should be renewed in the city. I don't think they're helping senior citizens, and I do need the lifeline. I'm 62 years old, going to be 63. I need lifeline. I don't even have a telephone. I have antenna TV in my home. Now, there's 29 signatures here.
Right.
They're all from the same building, and they do not want Comcast renewed here.
Okay.
And as far as Revere TV goes, I didn't think we were here for them. I thought we were here for Comcast. Thank you.
Okay, would you like to submit the signatures?
Excuse me?
Would you like to submit the signatures for the record?
I sure would.
Okay.
Can I get through here?
Actually, if you give them to the stenographer to the right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, yes. Thank you.
Sorry. My name is Alice Gassararo, and I'm here on behalf of the Revere Historical Society.
Do you have an address?
It's 108 Beach Street in
Okay.
Revere. And I'm here to let you know how much we appreciate the Revere TV cable channels. Bob Dunbar and his crew have done a fabulous job since they've started. They've helped us out tremendously. They've helped us achieve our mission statement of preserving and the culture and history of the city. They've also helped us with our telethons, our fundraising, infomercials, and advertising our events because we don't have any good way to advertise. We're a small group. We don't have children that can take things home. So any advertising we get, we appreciate. The other thing is that we really appreciate their help because they've assisted us with learning how to use a camera, how to do our own productions, our own editing, and that has helped the society move along with recording our history. So I just wanted to add that to your testimony, and I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much for coming. Anybody else? Yes.
My name is Diana Cardona, and I'm here on behalf of my sister too.
Do you have your address?
Yes, it's
Okay.
2 Park Avenue, Chocolafé.
Okay.
And since we came to this Riviera, to the city, we've been very happy and everybody been so welcoming. And that's one of the reasons. In Boston, when we used to be in East Boston, we used to have like an outreach program for the community as well. So when we came to Revere, Revere TV opened the doors to us. And it's so very good because we like to show the city where we live in, and also let them know how good we feel in the city and making us feel. And also it's a great way and a great path so we can be united as a community, no matter what the background is, the culture, if you like something and the other person like other. I mean, it's a very good way to be united. So my sister wrote something that I want to read in very short.
Okay.
Because she was unable to be here, but she wrote it so I can read it. And she said, I think the community television is vital for a city, especially for a city that is growing and improving every day, especially in the part of communicating different communities, activities, events, or important information. It is also an opportunity to transmit different programming from different independent producers like us. And also because we help the other people who don't speak English. We come together as residents of Revere to continue the mission of growing as a community, as human beings. One of the best ways to contribute is to pass information through the community television. And also, I mean, when we came to Revere, we find out, I didn't know in so many years that I've been here, that Revere is actually the first public beach in America.
It is.
So,
Yeah, it is.
something that
Yeah.
people need to know. And thanks to Revere TV, everybody's finding out. Thank you.
Good. Thank you so much. Who's next? Who would like to be next?
Ralph DeChico, 49 Washington Street. Basically, I understand Revere TV's great work and whatnot, but I feel that the explanation for this hearing should have been detailed a little bit differently. I have nothing against Revere TV. They do great work. But I don't feel that because of them Comcast paying for and doing what they're doing, Comcast should not be the only entity in the city. It's a monopoly. People can't afford it. The elderly can't afford it. The disabled can't afford Comcast. Their service has gone down dramatically. This hearing should have been set differently. It should have been two separate hearings, one for Revere TV and one for Comcast, because this is not an issue with Revere TV. This should be an issue with Comcast themselves for their license, to renew their license. I feel that anybody that has a complaint, it will be taken upon that it's against Revere TV. And my complaints are not against Revere TV at all. If there was another entity in this city, I believe they would do the same thing and fund Revere TV, because that would be part of the contract.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm misspeaking, you could, feel free to please let me know. But Comcast their rates, as people are saying, dramatically going up. The service is going down, and we're stuck between a rock and a hard place. I know that RCN is coming up for a discussion at the end of the month. I'm sure RCN be willing to fund our Revere TV, but I don't feel that should be one of the sole reasons why we keep Comcast in this city. And I have nothing against Revere TV. They're one of the best around, Revere TV, but solely for that reason to keep Comcast in here is totally wrong. Comcast their service is terrible, and their prices just keep going up, and up. And the seniors and the disabled, the elderly, they can't afford it. They can't. It's medication, TV, or paying their mortgage. A lot of them can't. And then they say that, well, they can get the basic service. There's nothing with the basic service. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Who would like to be next? Good. Yeah, turn the mic on. And also,
Can you hear me? Okay.
State your name again and your
My
address.
name is Karim Baramich. I live at 67 Houston Street. I just want to say, I look at other towns. Some of them have competition. Comcast, I think it's Somerville and Cambridge, in which they share the same line. So I don't understand why we only have one cable company. If the RCN wants to share it with Comcast, I don't have any problem. I just feel like if you compare the prices between RCN and Comcast is nearly double in everything. So I just feel like if Comcast can stay, I don't have a problem with that, but I think we should have a competition to them, and we should probably offer services to RCN too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ma'am?
Hi, my name is Cathy Finkelstein. I live at 33 Sweeney Avenue.
Okay.
I share some of the comments that have already been made about rates constantly going up. It's not only the seniors who can't afford it, regular families can't afford it either.
Right.
Service is bad, often interrupted. Customer service is just as bad. There's a lot of duplication of channels that we're paying for. So if we were to get a new company in here, I'd like to see the opportunity for us, the consumers, to make the choices on what channels we'd like to have, what our preferences might be. We all know that in the business world, competition is good because it provides us competitive pricing. So I'd really like to see somebody else in here besides Comcast. And the other thing is these long-term contracts. In this day and age, with technology changing constantly, we shouldn't enter into any long-term contracts with any provider for this type of service. And maybe that'll get us some better opportunities. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Are there anybody else from the public? Anybody else? Yes, come on up.
Maxine Borsky, 46 Wade Park, North Revere.
Okay.
I just want to say I agree with most of the things that have
Could
been
you
said.
speak into the mic a little bit better?
I agree with most of the things that
Okay.
have been said. The only thing I don't understand is when you apply and get Comcast, you get a bundle. And by getting a bundle, you save dollars. whether it's the phone or the telephone or to hook up to the computer or any of that. And if you don't have those situations, they charge you enormous. And I don't think that they should be bundled. Why can't they just have this and that and without a bundle and at a moderate price? Like some of the people can't afford all that. And that's it. That's all I want to say.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Anyone else? Bill? Good. Bill?
Good evening, everybody. My purpose in coming here is not to really discuss the details of Comcast, but rather to talk about Revere TV.
Okay.
Revere TV is critical to this community, absolutely critical. And as the city of Revere grows, I think we have 55,000 people here, and the city continues to grow in population. To me, the most important service of Revere TV is to let the people of Revere know what the government in Revere is doing. Of course, they could read the newspaper. It's much, I think, better to watch, for example, the city council meetings. We have a couple of councilors here tonight, Patrick and Charlie, but when you watch a council meeting, you can see the interchange, you can see the sometimes bickering, if you will, and the councilors make motions. What are the motions? What are they trying to do? What do they want to get done for our city? So, but it's not just the city council. Sometimes you have the mayor, Mayor Arrigo. It could be the zoning committee meeting. And there are many, many, many more. That's just a few of them. As far as I know, none of them tweet. I would like to compliment the staff of Revere TV, beginning with Bob, Dunbar, and Ricky. Very cooperative, very helpful. If you are doing something with Revere TV or being on Revere TV, I have been on quite a few times. For example, the Boston International Film Festival, which takes place every August. And Morris maybe remembers that the Boston International Film Festival is the largest in New England. And by coming on Morris's program, we were able to tell the people in Revere what this festival is and what they do. In fact, we had 2 actors come out, and Morris interviewed them on Revere TV. Very, very interesting. One was from Algeria, and the other was from Jamaica. You know, the community feels like it's getting information that they need, and I've heard many, 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 many compliments from people I know in the city. I would like to praise the World War II veteran that's right behind me, Morris. He's a good guy. He's a funny guy. He has a great television show. Maybe he should be on national television. He's that good. Thank you, Morris. So in conclusion, I would ask Comcast to increase the funding for Revere TV. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I have someone waiting in the back. Excuse me.
Hello, Dimple Rana, 49 South Ave, Revere. So I have just a couple of things. I just want to reiterate what's already come up around poor service with Comcast and access, especially to our seniors, our elders, but also our low-income communities and our middle-class working families who are not able to afford, including mine, where the service has been spotty, especially not just with cable, but also with Wi-Fi. Comcast should not be the monopoly for cable providers in the city. And we should have more than one provider, have a competitive market, as it's already been stated. In addition, that any new providers that do enter the city, that they also assure that organizations, nonprofits like Revere TV that have given access to community are continuing to provide funding to make to continue Revere TV services. I would also like to add that that any new providers also provide funding around new communications in general in the city for access, but also citywide Wi-Fi. That would be a tremendous increase in access for all of our different populations that currently are paying either our cell phone providers or not even where we don't have Wi-Fi access citywide. In addition, Revere TV, as a community member, as a resident, and as someone who has worked again in the city to have different information in the community accessible, Revere TV has been a great asset in making sure that happens. I've been on Morris Moore's show, in addition to other opportunities that Revere TV has provided, especially to our young people in the city, and training them on how to use the equipment that they have, being able to borrow it, being able to film activities that the youth are running and leading in the city, which I think is really important, and that we should continue this, then that Revere TV also is supported through any new franchises that come into the city. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
My name is Muhammad Ali. I'm 29 years old. I live in 29 Sumner Street, Revere. I'm here to support Revere TV, and I want to start to thank my friend Bob to give me the chance to learn all the equipment in Revere TV. So far I did 5 projects through the help of Bob. So and also they give me a chance to open the door through me and my identity, because before I didn't know my community, Moroccan community, through the TV. So now we have a group of people, and we're gonna start a project. We're gonna start training them once, one day a week. So, but at the end of the training, so we're gonna have a project, either like filming a movie or having a lot of projects. So thank you again, Revere TV, and thank you, Bob, and thank you, Comcast.
Okay, thank you very much. Anyone else from the public? Okay, so at this time, we'll open up the hearing to comments from the city officials. So now we'll take the state and the city officials. Who would like to go first?
Thank you very much. Patrick Keefe, Revere City Council, Ward 4. I also live at 44 Kilburn Street in Revere. I think that there's been plenty of information tonight on, and certainly a lot of community support for Revere TV, but also here to talk mostly about bringing in another provider for cable and internet. There's no doubt that I can only speak for myself, and I appreciate you noticing the city councilors that are here. But I'm pretty sure the temperament of the city council is we'd be encouraged to have another service provider come into the city. We all understand what competition brings and keeps companies sharp. I do have Comcast. I enjoy Comcast. I'll probably stick with Comcast, but it'll definitely give me an option, and I know that it'll give my neighbors and other residents in the ward an option. So I'd be happy. I'd be encouraged to see that come to fruition. With the understanding that and I don't believe this would happen, but making sure that Revere TV and the funding that is given to that organization would remain at the same level, if not even potentially enhanced. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Oh, Charles Patch, Ward 6 Councilor, 44 Johnny Road. First of all, I want to state that the people that spoke for the public are right, that they issue, I listen to their complaints, and I get phone calls often about the same thing, especially the cost of Comcast, and I myself, having all three services, phone, Wi-Fi, and TV, I know how very costly it is. And I also am a senior citizen. And I just think that Comcast is not, is the only game in town. I know as in my service as a counselor for the past 10 years, we've had Verizon before us several times to try to get their TV service in the city, but they just refused to come here. And I believe in, now, from what I understand, we're going to have a meeting at the end of the month with RCN. Now, RCN was pretty big at the beginning of around 2005, 2006, but they seem to have disappeared. I'm glad that the mayor reached out and is going to try to bring them in for competition. I do have some complaints about the when we do have problems with the Comcast. We reach out to their service department, and it's sometimes it's very frustrating when you start dealing with people that I believe that not even in the United States. But I also want to say that I do have, as a counselor, we work with Tim Kelly, who will be here tonight for Comcast. He has always been very good as far as when we give him complaints on the polls, customers have on the polls. The service in town has been very good. Other than that, I do want to, I know the people here basically want to speak against Comcast, but they do a very good service to the city as far as the Revere TV. As far as our political meetings or functions, whether it's the senior center, Steve Fielding did a good job explaining why he needs it for his senior center and for the seniors. The veterans, Morris speaks for us, the veterans. And also the Moroccan community and the other communities, minorities, they finally have a voice in the city, which is good. So I believe they're gonna, it's part of the contract, the money that they give to Revere TV for their services. I would recommend that they even if they can reduce the fee or even say the same, but that also will be offered, I'm sure, to RCN when they come before us. But again, it's very important. Also, they do all the athletic events, and the people of Revere would be lost without Revere TV. So that's all I got to say, and I'll see you at the RCN meeting.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Thank you. Right.
Hi, everyone. Richard Serino here on behalf of State Representative Rosalie Vincent, who couldn't be here tonight because of a scheduling conflict. I'm going to read a letter.
Your address?
50 Carlson Ave, Revere. I'm going to read a letter that the state rep wrote. To whom it may concern, I write to you today with regard to ongoing discussions surrounding cable television franchising in the city of Revere. Please know I am supportive of bringing additional cable providers into the city so that residents may choose which provider offers the best cable package that suits them. However, as a founding board member of Revere TV, I want to voice my strong support for our local cable television station. Because of the efforts of its executive director, Bob Dunbar, the dedicated staff, and devoted volunteers, Revere TV has grown to become a tool that many residents utilize to learn about what is going on in and around the city. The station has greatly helped spread the word about local news and events. Whether it's an official public meeting, the Sand Sculpting Festival, the Revere Santa Walk, representatives from Revere TV are always present at almost every major and minor event in our community to capture these meaningful moments so that residents can feel like they are participating in events they might otherwise not have been able to see or attend. Additionally, and perhaps even more importantly, Revere TV is a tool used during emergency situations to get critical information out to residents quickly. Be it a winter blizzard or a tornado, you can count on Revere TV to roll its cameras at storm preparedness meetings or to push out messages in a timely manner. As technology continues to evolve and 4K and UHD content is becoming more commonplace, I feel residents in Revere should have access to high-definition programs on the public, education, and government channels. All of this said, I hope that when it comes time for future cable franchises in the city of Revere, Revere TV will be well represented and supported in its capital and operating needs to continue its mission. Thank you for your consideration of this letter. Sincerely, State Representative Rosalie Vincent.
Thank you very much. Would you like to place that on file? Sure. Okay, just bring it. Actually, if you give it to the stenographer, she'll place it. Okay, is anybody else from the public that, elected officials, city officials?
My name is Carol Ty, T-Y-E. I live at number 51 Endicott Avenue in Revere. And even though I happen to be on the school committee, I am really here to talk about Revere TV. But let me digress for a moment. Am I correct in assuming there will be additional opportunities for the public to express their feelings about Comcast when that contract comes up and to discuss what we might want from RCN? This is not the last public hearing we are having?
That's true.
That's correct.
Well,
So-
the public hearing, we're keeping the public hearing open. There will be an RCN public hearing at the end of the month, and we're keeping this public hearing open for a matter of 2 weeks after this.
Thank you. And that might be an appropriate place for people who are upset with Comcast to speak. However, as I have sat with you on cable commissions before, I know how frustrating it must be to you there and to these people to realize that we have absolutely no control over how much money they charge folks. And I know it seems exorbitant, but the city has no control over that. However, I do believe that if we do have RCN in, that as several people have said before me, that competition is, of course, always a very healthy thing, and we may be able to get a better deal on things that we have. But I am here to speak about Revere TV, too. I helped write the very first contract and set up Revere TV, and they have been more than I ever thought they could be. They have served every part of this city. I have done telethons for the Boys and Girls Club when that was there, for Historic Society, for the Revere Little League, for almost any public thing that Revere TV is there. We have the little 5-minute speech that everyone who is running for public office gives, and I know that people look at that quite frequently. We also have debates for the people who are running for public office. And so I share the the opinion of all the people who have spoken about how important they are to bring government and governmental functions and hearings, such as this one, and all of the other meetings that the school committee has. They also provide, that the school committee and city council have. They also provide a channel for the school committee, Channel 22, and broadcast school committee meetings on Channel 9. They're not done up here, but they make sure that they're done down at the high school and sent and put on regular TV. They're also, they're not just people who provide us with the service. They're people who really care about the city. I wasn't sure we could ever find someone when we were writing the first contract that was going through for Revere TV. I wasn't sure we could find anyone who would be as efficient, as professional, as courteous, as just plain nice and caring as we have found in Bob Dunbar, who has headed it up. I am technologically challenged, but every time I have gone to do something on a telethon, I've gone to do something at Revere Beach for the Sandcastle Festival, the Kite Festival, the Pumpkin Festival. No matter what we have done down there, he's been there, he has supported us. We have Rick Promise, who works the same way, and all of the volunteers who participate. But it's a kind of atmosphere that exists there, and it's the atmosphere of service. And I know that I certainly get my money's worth from Revere TV. Like maybe some of the other people here, I'm not quite sure I get my money's worth from Comcast. But above all, I hope that we will, if we do bring in a competitor such as RCN, that they get the same amount of money, or perhaps even a little more, so that we can continue to have the service that these folks give to our city. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Mr. Vanzoni.
Thank you. Thank you. Are there any other public officials that would like to, are there any other public officials that would like to speak? Okay. At this time in the, is there anybody that'd like to speak? Because the next in the program will be the Comcast agenda with the Comcast representative, but there is someone who would like to speak now. Okay.
So, first off, I'd like to say that I do have some prepared remarks. I'm Robert Dunbar from 385 Broadway, Suite 203, Executive Director of Revere TV. And with that, I think I'm getting sick of hearing about Revere TV. No. First, I would think, going off the prepared remarks, I just want to make a comment that we are sympathetic to the meeting, and I think it was great that Carol asked the question. And we'll make sure that we put out that information, the fact that there is comment still available 2 weeks after this meeting, if that's correct. And so tomorrow we'll contact City Hall and we'll put that information out through our channels. So with that, I'm going to move to my prepared comments, and I'll try to make them as brief as possible, but they will go on for a little bit. So, basically, what I'm here to kind of give a little bit of a history of Revere TV, where we're been at, where we're going, and why it is important for Revere TV to be mentioned, because we are part of the franchise, regardless of who is the cable provider here, and we take no position on any cable provider that's in the city of Revere. So if you're sick of hearing Revere TV, it's your time to go. So Revere TV was established on June 1st, 2008 as a nonprofit 501c3 based organization. And in September 2008, we moved into a 2-room office at 249 Broadway with our playback system located in the Revere City Hall. And after that, after a prolonged search, Revere TV was able to secure a studio space at 385 Broadway, first at Suite 403, then we moved 2 floors down to Suite 203, where we currently reside. And in March of 2012, we purchased a production truck for remote productions, which we invested in this equipment. We operate the 3 channels, channels 8, 9, we also work with channel 22. Programming on these channels include the City Council, and a lot of things, and I am going to try to skip through a little bit because a lot of people have talked about some of the things that we do, but we do provide the school committee, the candidate forum, high school graduations, exercises, concerts, and it kind of goes on and on. We also provide staff and trainers and develop a curriculum and operate training workshops. We schedule and maintain equipment, produce local programming, manage cablecast and shows, and publish promote materials to build audiences. We also maintain this robotic system that we do for the City Hall and to provide the live City Hall meetings, which are also available online. And we've also been hopefully successful in building collaborative efforts within the community. And some of the examples are here tonight. With the Revere Society of Cultural and Historical Preservation, the Revere Beach Partnership, the Revere Senior Center, Revere Veterans, Revere Chamber of Commerce, the Mayor's Office, and along with many others. We also continue to train community members, which we have here, in digital media through our classes and members that produce programs on a wide range of subjects. And again, just last night we had 20 members of the Moroccan community who came in and learned about the equipment that we have. And tomorrow, we have a Spanish producer who's going to be coming in and creating a program for the Spanish-speaking audience so they can go ahead and learn about things going on in the city. And the other part of here is to fulfill our needs as a viable community organization. We rely on the support of two entities, the cable provider, which provides funding and support as an organization through the cable license within the city, and also provides a background on the infrastructure that we have, and also the city of Revere, which acts as the issuing authority. So looking ahead, and I'm trying to get this as much as possible, this is an exciting time for Revere TV. We are well underway of renovations of a new permanent home for Revere TV at 261 Washington Avenue. This facility will increase our ability to do more arts and performance programming along with current programming produced by our Revere TV producers. And actually a second kitchen studio that we're kind of excited about where people can come in. We'll invite anyone in to share the recipes and do any kind of cooking show. And so Revere TV seeks to provide more options to view, air, and promote programming, provide more mobile-friendly content, and offer a diverse menu of schedules and workshops, digital classes, and other things that we do. And also provide more live streaming sports, which we do both locally and on the road. We followed teams as they've gone outside of Revere. So while technology continually presents itself as an opportunity for higher quality programming and more enhanced services to cable viewers down the road, it remains a constant concern to our operation. And as technology is constantly changing, the need to remain relevant and by upgrading the equipment and services carries a continuous expense. And Revere TV has provided documentation, which I will in a second, for our needs to the next franchise. But I just wanted to focus on two things. The first is dual carriage and HD channels. So currently, Revere TV is just on a standard channel. And so Revere TV has the ability to cablecast programming in high definition. However, the limitations of the current cable license only allow us to broadcast in standard definition. And Revere's standard definition PEG channels are found on the lowest tiers 8, 9, and 22. So in order to maintain our relevance and reach the maximum number of subscribers, we need a presence on the HD channel tier with a signal quality on par with the highest quality local broadcast stations. SD carriages should be retained for subscribers that do not have access to HD equipment, and channels to be located in a consecutive manner so they're easy to find. And the second thing is to offer video on demand. Numerous residents rely on coverage of government meetings and community events as they are unable to attend in person, like Sans Skelton, etc. And Revere TV is seeking capacity on the Comcast video on demand system to provide this programming on demand, both in high def and standard def. So the proposal from Comcast needs to meet the future cable-related needs and interests of the community, and we look forward to working with the concerned parties for the residents of Revere. Thank you, sir.
Okay, now, would you like to submit that as,
Yes.
for the record? So if you'd please give it to the stenographer so we'd have it on the record?
Yes.
Okay. And I do want to make one thing clear to both the audience here and the audience at home, is that Revere TV is not part of Comcast. They're a separate entity altogether. They're a nonprofit, and Mr. Dunbar had stated their funding comes from the cable contract that we sign, the city signs. However, they're not, one is in hand with the other. They're separate. I just want to make that clear to both the audience here and the one listening at home. So are there any other people who are in this audience who'd like to speak on this issue? If not, we'll go for a few brief remarks from the Comcast representative.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the record, my name is Tim Kelly. I'm the Vice President of Government Affairs for Comcast, having an address at 426 East First Street, Boston, Massachusetts, 02127. For this crowd, I also lived in the city for 10 years over in Beachmont, so it's great to be back here, and I've been in this chamber probably too many times. I want to quickly thank the folks that showed up tonight. Obviously, you have busy lives, and for you to come here, take the time and add to the ascertainment process, is admirable. And clearly, I stand between you and dinner, so I'll try to make these remarks very brief. To Bob Dunbar and Revere TV, I have to tell the citizens of Revere they're very lucky to have a top-notch local access corporation. The way they're funded is partially or mostly through Comcast. Comcast is granted a license by the wishing authority, also known as the mayor. It's not an entitlement, it's a privilege. We get that privilege through a negotiation. Part of that negotiation is we find a percentage of gross annual revenue that we assent to and forward to Revere TV to support their programming. And they do excellent work. I just quickly want to dive into what it is that Comcast, through the license, will continue to provide. We believe they're the best products and services in the market, up against competitors. We do a great job. So the X1 platform is known as the aggregator of aggregators. It's basically a robust technological platform that takes all of the video content and puts it right in front of your eyes. So if people don't have the X1 in the city, it's really slick that they have to get it. We've overlaid Netflix, and there'll be some other bigger over-the-top content providers that will be embedded into that platform. We provide over 300,000 on-demand choices. If you folks are lucky enough, hopefully you have the voice remote, so you can talk right into your voice remote, whether it's a program, an actor, actress, subject, title, whatever it is, and it'll get you right to there. And something else that we're very proud of is the work we're doing in the disability world with our accessibility talking guide. We did a promo out in the Perkins School for the Blind, and it literally talks through the program and gives detail of what's happening. Xfinity Internet. We offer up to 1 gigabit of speed. This is remarkable. If we talked about this 3 or 4 years ago, you would have said it was impossible. We now do it. We provide the best-in-class home Wi-Fi. On top of that, we've just offered a value-add, no-cost product called XFi, where you can manage the use of your internet inside the home. So if you have kids, you want to go to dinner, or you want to have dinner in the house, and they're on their devices, you can shut it down. And you can also see how much they're using it. The other thing is our Wi-Fi hotspots. We have over 17 million Wi-Fi hotspots throughout the country, and we have many here in Revere. Xfinity Voice, which is another product, quickly, the package with the bundle, you can have free domestic calling and really, I'd say, discounted prices on international calling. Xfinity Home is our home automation product. Again, it's all part of what we offer, products and services through our lines. If you want to check on the kids to see if they came home from after work and you're at work, you can look right on your handheld device and see whether they came in or not. It also acts as a security feature. And we're continuing to automate it as we go towards the Internet of Things. Quickly, for the business service folks in the city, we offer up to a 100 gigabit pipe. So if you need to move a lot of data, we now offer that. I'm going to switch quickly to the community investment and philanthropy side, which is worth noting. Years ago, I met with Superintendent Dakin, who I know is no longer here, and we talked about our Internet Essentials. Internet Essentials is a low-cost internet product for folks that have never had internet at home ever. It's $9.95 a month. You just need one child either receiving free or reduced school lunch through the National School Lunch Program. You get up to 10 megabits and 1 megabit down in speed. We have recently opened this up to folks that are receiving either HUD-supported housing, in-HUD supporting housing, local, state, or federal as well. So for folks that are veterans, disabled, if they're living in that type of residence where it's HUD-supported or supported at the local, state, or federal level, Internet Essentials program is available for them, which is something that's important because a lot of people are now going to the internet and want to stay connected, and there's a relevance issue, and they should take full advantage of it. The city of Revere, my footprint, had one of the highest adoption rates at the school. And this means that the kids are connected to the internet, and there's a direct correlation between their education achievement, those that have it and those that don't. So we offer this program, 750,000 people across the country, up to 750,000 connections which is about 3 million people have taken advantages throughout the country, in the 39 states and the District of Columbia, where we have our footprint. And lastly, we offer Xfinity Mobile. This is a cellular service. So if you're an internet customer with Comcast, you can now sign up for Xfinity Mobile. It's either $12 for 1 gigabit or unlimited for $45. We just rolled it out. And the best thing about this is it goes off of our Wi-Fi service first, which saves you money on data, and then clicks over to the cell network where you'd be charged. But again, it's $12 for per gig or $45 unlimited. So that being said, again, it's been an honor, privilege for us to be able to operate in the city of Revere. Obviously, I've heard a lot tonight that I'll take back. Some people I've already spoken to. Others I'd be more than happy to speak to after the meeting, see what more I can do for them, and appreciate this opportunity. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Do you have anything you'd like to submit for the record?
I don't.
Nothing. Okay, thank you. Okay. So then that, we've heard all the hearing remarks from the public, all the remarks from the public, from the public officials, and from Comcast. So if there's no further testimony, that concludes today's public meeting. Yes, okay. Would you like to get up? Okay.
Okay, good evening. My name's Michael Nicastro. I'm president of Revere Chamber of Commerce. And here I'm in support of the Revere TV, who's done such a wonderful job in the community. I know that we have a program with them called Chamber Chat that promotes small businesses here in Revere, does a lot towards promoting and getting businesses recognized. We just had the Chocolafi business that this young lady right here, I keep getting confused with her and her sister. I think this is Diana, right? Oh, God. Oh, man, I thought I was going to get it wrong. Okay. But with the numerous programs that they offer, certainly with the Chamber and promoting small business throughout the year, the wonderful job that they did at the International Scouting Festival, as usual. I can't say enough about Revere Cable, and wherever it lands, I'm sure that we want to see Revere Cable continue to thrive here in our city. That's my testimony.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for testifying. So is there any other testimony? Would you like to come back up? Okay.
I just want to make one last comment, or else
Stay
they should
your
go
name and
49
address.
Washington Street, Revere, about that $9.95 internet. There is a little discrepancy on that. The $9.95, yes, but you can't get a discount if you are in the bundle. My feeling is there should be a discount if you're disabled or low income.
Okay.
It shouldn't be $9.95 for just internet. What family just wants to get just internet for $9.95? If you're already in a bundle and a family has a child that's on mass health or low income, you can't get that $9.95 because you're already in a bundle, and you can only just get the internet.
Okay.
So that's a little bit of a misconception, and I believe there are other stipulations to that too.
Okay, thank you. Would you also like to come up again? Name and address again, please.
Sure. Tim Kelly, Comcast. The gentleman is right. If you do have internet already, there's a 90-day restriction. So if you rolled off for 90 days, you could roll into it as long as you're eligible. If you have phone or TV only,
yes,
and you have an eligible child, or if you're in housing, absolutely, 100% you can enroll. So the caveat is if you're already, and I did say it, I said connecting the unconnected, connecting people that have never had internet before. So folks could, if they wanted to, roll off 90 days, go to another provider, and then come back. As long as they're eligible, they could get it.
Okay.
So it's important to note. And I actually thank the gentleman for bringing that up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, are there any other comments? Okay. So if there are no further comments, that concludes today's public hearing. I'll keep today's hearing open for 14 days to receive additional testimony. Interested parties are encouraged to submit written testimony on any renewal-related issue discussed today, or indeed regarding any cable-related issue. Written testimony or comments may be submitted to the mayor's office by August 23rd, 2017, which is the 14 days after this hearing. These comments should be sent to the mayor's office at City Hall, 281 Broadway, Revere, Mass. 02151. If you have any questions about today's hearing or the cable television renewal process, please call the mayor's office at 781-286-8111. Thank you all for attending today's public ascertainment hearing. Thank you.